Welcome back. We're about to kick off the stock and comp mod for the Pierre Sports Center Buffalo Chip 100. I'm Miles Haswitz alongside Mrs. Shelby McDonald, and this is going to be another great race.
I can't wait. This is definitely one of my favorite races growing up in the comp class with my dad racing and myself racing, so I'm excited for this one.
Oh, it's going to be great. Yeah, I absolutely love it here. And speaking about your dad, Brent, hate you're not here, but
Yeah.
I'm glad you're home tuned in and watching.
Yes.
I've had a great time with Shelby. She's doing great, and we're having a lot of fun.
So much fun. We're learning lots and getting to see some race cars, so who doesn't love that?
Yeah, so we started out with the Youth 170s, then we did the 1600s. Now it's the comp and stock. Let's kind of touch on comp and stock. So obviously stock is, I believe, 33-inch tires, minimal suspension changes, not any horsepower additions, and then the comp mod.
Comp mods, you have a little bit more suspension, not a lot. You only have a very limited amount, but you can bump up. You can run bypasses on all four, whereas you cannot run bypasses at all in the stock class. You can run bypasses in all four corners, or you have the option to run coilovers and 4-link the rear, or you can run smooth body shocks all the way around, which you are allowed in the stock class, which is only up to a certain amount.
Correct.
You have
travel.
Yep, you can do whatever motor you want, whatever horsepower you want, but it has to fit in that stock location. You
can tweak it a little bit, they say.
You can move it, to fit the motor size, whatever you're putting in there, but that's where a lot of it comes in to play, is that suspension in that motor. You can really see there's some higher horsepower versus in the comp class versus the stock class.
And they are both racing at the same time, but scored separately. They are starting where they qualified. I really like how they mix that in. So definitely go to the Speed Hive app to keep yourself honest on where everybody's at. But it looks like they're getting lined up on this 2.6-mile track. The stock's running 8, I believe,
10.
and 10.
10
so
laps.
10 and then 12, right?
Yep.
So it's going to be a great race. Let's see how it all shakes out. I can't wait.
I can't wait either, Miles. It's going to be a great day, a great race.
Absolutely. Well, let's get her done. Get her done. Welcome back to the 2024 Pierre Sports Center Buffalo Chip 100. This is going to be another great race, so be sure to stay tuned in for some great short course racing for the Yellowstone Off-Road Series. It's going to be great. This is the 2024 Pierre Sports Center Buffalo Chip 100. I'm Miles Hasquist alongside Shelby McDonald and Jade Hasselquist. We are about to kick this off.
We've got Randy Wright on the start line on your left side of the screen in that green Jeep in his green 98 Jeep TJ out of Arvada, Colorado.
And side by side next to him is Ethan Rowe, the number 23 out of Rimbley, Canada.
And Randy Wright, he was our pole qualifier, so he got to choose which side of the track he wanted to be on.
And then it's going to be Keaton Potter
and Matthew Weiss behind them in the second row. And it looks like Keaton chose that right-hand side.
So Keaton Potter with Ray Smith riding shotgun in his 96 Cherokee out of Lewistown, Montana. Side by side with Matthew Weiss and his wife Christy Weiss out of Meade, Colorado.
We've got less than 5 seconds till that. You can't see it, but there's a light next to Don in his white shirt. There's a light over there that's going to turn green, and they're going to drag race down that hill through that first corner and up the tabletops.
And this race is on adjusted time, and it is off. And it looks like Randy Wright with the early lead, but this time technically doesn't start until he hit the Pierre Sports Center start-finish right there at the flag stand.
So when he goes through this bottom at that black and yellow,
so
right there.
Now is when their lap technically starts. So Randy Wright out front with Ethan Rode chasing him down.
And he had a little gap on him, but now it looks like Ethan's closing that pretty quick.
We are taking off 2 at a time every 30 seconds. This race is on adjusted time. The stock class is doing 10 laps. The comps are doing 12s.
And it looks like Keaton and Matthew Weiss are off the line with Matthew Weiss is out front. Keaton is hot on his tail through those tabletops. Keaton is one heck of a driver, and he has just moved up from the stock class to comp. So all these trucks that have taken off so far are all 4 of them are comp.
So Keaton Potter trying to chase down Matthew Weiss.
Yes, he's getting into that dust, though.
Yeah, that dust is definitely going to be an issue. That's why I love that they are doing the adjusted time and taking off 2 at a time every 30 seconds, trying to spread that dust out a little bit. And it looks like Thomas Hackman, our first stock competitor, is drag racing Joe Miker. Looks like, and it is Thomas Hackman in the stock class overtakes Joe Miker off the start.
I'm looking at our sheets right now, and it's kind of weird, but every one of our stock class drivers is from Rapid City, South Dakota. All 4 of them.
That's wild. All a bunch of local boys, huh?
Yes. Not far for them to go. And we've got our next group off the line of Zach Ablott and Hunter Wright.
Both in the comp class.
And it looks like Zach's out front with Hunter Wright following behind in that red, white, and blue American flag Jeep Cherokee.
So far, so good for the start of the Pierre Sports Center Buffalo Chip 100 for the comp and the stock class.
That dust is getting thick already. I can't imagine what it's going to be like in another lap or so. We've got Randy Wright coming down the hill so far. And it looks like we've got a couple more of our stock trucks coming through.
Eli Wing and Denver Litch, I believe, part of the stock class. Then we should have one more of Lonnie Tunks. So we should have 11 competitors out on this course at the same time. And there it is, the Rugged Race Radio. All cars are off the line. So up next is Lonnie Tunks, the number 775 out of Rapid City, South Dakota, like the rest of the stock class. He's got Shane Dahlquist riding shotgun with him.
Shane Dahlquist is going to have a pretty quick turnaround as soon as he's hopping out of this one, riding co-driver. Because he's racing in the UTV, one of the UTV classes later this afternoon. Actually, right after this, depending on which race he's in.
We're clicking right along.
We've got...
Dahlquist is in race number 2, so he does have a little bit of breathing room.
Oh, he's got a little bit. That's
and I
good.
wonder if they did that on purpose or if that was luck. But
yeah, good.
Regardless, good for him.
Yes, for sure. It definitely is getting warm out there already, so it's significantly warmer in a double-layer fire suit, strapped into a car that you're not getting air. There's no AC in these cars, believe it or not, and they don't have windows. So it gets warm in there. We've got Randy Wright on screen, our physical leader so far. Looks like he should be heading to that back section and heading back towards us pretty soon. We've got Ethan Rhodes on screen in his 2006 Ford F-250 with Jack's Auto Rimby and Eckville Machining and Welding. It's great to see him out here again. This is his 3rd race with us in Y.O.R.R.
Looks like Kenny Bright is tuning in. So we'll kind of give you a rundown on what a modified and stock class car is. So stock class engines are not to be high performance, but you can switch engines. You have to have the stock location. Drivetrain combos must match OEM. Wheelbase must stay within 4 inches of each other, or of OEM, and 33-inch max tires. The modified class, you can have coilover shocks allowed.
Front or rear.
Front or
You
rear,
can
but
have
not both. Up to a 37-inch tire. Modified engines and swaps are allowed, so unlimited horsepower. But engines must stay in the factory location. So you can kind of build whatever you want out there and then have some fun with it.
Randy Wright has just started his second lap, and he's going through those whoops right now. He
is our physical race leader
with a 446.
So my guess at 330. Well, I do think the UTVs are going to be a lot
I
faster.
think those
I don't know if
UTVs
they're going to be a minute faster. I don't know.
I don't know. I would maybe even low 4s, high 3s.
Yeah, let's call it. Yeah, I was guessing 330, but I bet you it'll be closer to 4.
Yeah.
For the fast guys later on.
Yes, and
not saying Randy's not fast.
Yes,
I'm
Randy's
just saying the vehicles.
Yes, for sure.
So Ethan Rode, our physical second, just threw down a 5:07. So we've already got a 21 second. No, Matthew Weiss is turning
He just
the heat
came
up.
through. Yep.
So remember, this race is on adjusted time. So he came across third, but on adjusted time, he has moved into second position. And now Keaton Potter's in third overall.
He is going through the whoops right now. Although we've got Randy on screen, Keaton is about to go through turn number 1 at that hairpin corner.
So Keaton Potter ran a 5:07. And Matthew Weiss with a 4:59, but fastest of the day thus far is the 4:46 of Randy Wright.
So Keaton Potter, he has just moved up to the comp class. This is his third race in comp.
Yeah, this season, right?
This season, yep. And
I love that Cherokee. His attention to detail
beautiful.
is amazing. And when he shows up to race, it looks like he's going to a car show.
It looks like that car is immaculate when he shows up. I don't know how he does it, honestly.
And it's he's one of the employees there at Throttle Down Customs, one of our sponsors. So great to see them out here enjoying everything. And there's Randy Wright on screen, our physical race leader, and on adjusted time.
Thomas Hackman went through a little bit ago, and then we just had Joe Miker come through. Thomas Hackman has moved up to third place.
Third overall, but first in class.
First in class, because he is stock.
Wow,
He's not comp.
Thomas Hackman running really smooth right now, and I was talking to him the other night, and he is in it for the points. So he wants to run a smooth race. The stock cars are doing 10 laps, and the comps are doing 12. And then the UTVs will do 12, and the Ultra 4 Pro and Pro Unlimited. And then the grand finale of the day is the hit list shootout. 5 of the fastest UTVs, 5 laps for $500. The triple nickel. We are out on the lap number 2 of 12 for the comps, and lap 2 of 10 for the stocks. But Thomas Hackman in that stock class, third overall, first in class.
Smokes.
He's on there.
He is on a mission with nobody in his way. There's a lot of people in his way and a lot of dust in his way, but he is coming to take names this race.
But as you can see, there's Keaton Potter coming in the screen right there. The dust doesn't appear too bad, even though we do have 11 cars out there. So I think dust isn't going to be a huge issue until you get into lap traffic and try to make those passes. But I'm not going to say, I'm going to say this track could get dangerous per se if it was all bunched up, but it's spread out enough that I think we're going to be okay today.
Yeah, we've got enough cars kind of spread out. And how many UTVs are we? We have 11 per race.
11
so
per
the
race.
Exact same.
So I
right
think
now,
we're going to be okay. And I see the flags now are starting to fly just a little bit as Keaton Potter is running a great race.
Great driver.
Speaking about race, he has Ray Smith riding shotgun.
They're both out of Lewistown, Montana. So glad to see them with Potter Auto Body, TDK, AFW Motorsports, PJG Motorsports, Yellowstone Edge RV Park, and Switchback Design bringing him out here.
Oh, there's Thomas Hackman, the leader in the stock class and third overall. Nacho Racing. I love that. He's such a soft-spoken dude, but he's got a great sense of humor.
Oh, man. He's very quiet, very soft-spoken, but he is one heck of a driver, as you can see. And he's also out of Rapid City, South Dakota, along with the rest of the stock class, which is just crazy to me.
And
but
if I remember right, his brother-in-law has a drive shaft company out of St. Louis. Yep, here it is in the notes. Dirty Birds Drive Shafts out of St. Louis helps him.
Telling us in Broadview this year that his brother-in-law was joking and painted him a creamsicle drive shaft to match his truck. We've got Randy Wright just came through the start-finish, starting his third lap.
And a new fast lap of a 4.45.
It's getting a little bit faster.
Wow.
It was a 4.46 last time.
So shaved off a second. That's pretty good. So
Settling
Randy
into a
Wright
groove.
out on lap number 3 of 12. Here for the 2024 Pierre Sports Center Buffalo Chip 100 here at the Buffalo Chip Power Sports Complex, and we are live from Jack's Camper Studio. Again, a huge shout out to C4 Fabrication for bringing you, all of you, this live coverage.
It looks like Zach has pulled off the track. So Zach Ablott is sitting. He was having some motor issues yesterday.
And talk about
cracked a cylinder head.
Bad luck, but his dad Mike drove 3 hours away to Pierre to pick up a new part. So we were hanging out last night, and he's like, "Yeah, Dad should be back about 1, 2 o'clock, and we'll throw the engine back together."
Oh my goodness!
So I'm sure they had a long night.
We just had Ethan Rhodes and Matthew Weiss come through. So it looks like Matthew Weiss has bumped himself back up to second place.
That's
corrected.
A great run for him. And that's so cool. He has his wife, Christy, riding shotgun. You talk about relationship building at its finest. It's kind of like, canoeing. Sometimes that can be tough with your significant other. So if you can race together, you can do about anything.
Keaton Potter just came through also, so it looks like he is in third still.
In his class, for sure.
In his class,
So we'll wait for Thomas Hackman, because he started back in 5th place.
I am curious to see. Oh, and it looks like he just came over the start-finish, so he is first
in
unofficially.
Class, but third overall is Thomas Hackman. So Keaton Potter still is in third in class.
Keaton's last lap was a 5:08.
This coverage of Yellowstone off-road racing for the Buffalo Chip 100 is presented by Pierre Sports Center and is brought to you by our official sponsors: Elevated Power Sports, Jim and Tracy's Alignment, DRW Performance, Epic Racewear, Must Be Nice Performance, and by Blackbeard Broncos. Getting lots of chatter over the Rugged Race Radio. Jim Siebert and the Black Hills four-wheelers are keeping everybody safe and sound out there. And look at this epic shot from Montana Drone Company. Just shows you how vast it is. And you can see the elevation there. It is absolutely amazing.
Those parts back there are steep, and Montana Drone is doing a great job of actually showing you that, and a lot of times bringing us through it. So as long as you're hanging with us, you'll definitely get to see that back section and all those different changes that they're going through back there. It gets gnarly in that back section.
It sure does. There's a lot of gotchas out there.
There is a lot of gotchas out there. You got to be paying attention, especially when that dust gets tight. The dust tends to hang more so in that back. It's hard to get some wind back there to get it out. It looks like these guys are getting a little bit more spread out than those 1600s. Man, there were some chases going down in that last race.
Yeah, there's some pretty good battles out there on course. Again, thank you everybody back home for tuning in. Sounds like, was that number 23 possibly? Ethan Road?
Oh, I wonder.
That's I've got the radio here, but I'm trying to multitask, and sometimes
tough break for them, yeah.
But it sounded like driver and driver were okay. They're just pulling them off course.
So did they roll potentially?
I don't know. I don't know what happened.
If you, oh man, you can see some lights just barely through that dust, and that's Keaton Potter with his Baja Designs lights kicking butt while he's getting through that dust. They're saving his butt, I'm sure. Races in there. Lawrence driving like a madman in there through that dust, where that back section, that dust hangs in there, so it's really hard to see, and those Baja designs are really coming through and pulling him through there so he can see a little bit.
Yeah, it's really cool to see the different setups on all these different vehicles out there.
There's a few guys in comp with navigation systems. Most guys in stock don't have that.
Okay.
So there's a few guys in comp with them. We were one of those guys that were not lucky enough to have a navigation device, so we were driving by eyeballs.
I was talking to Mike and Zach Ablott yesterday, and they are Pierre Sports Center. They got a really great, they sell basically fishing boats, and they service them and all that. So I said, you run the same GPS on your boat as you do your race car? He's like, yep, we got those Lowrances. We can go fishing or racing.
Oh my gosh. Those are some diverse products, so you definitely need to go out there and check them out. You can get some race stuff at a boat shop, absolutely. So when you're not racing with us and you need some boat time with your wife,
fishing.
go hanging out fishing, definitely go see those guys.
Jade likes going fishing with me, don't you?
Yeah.
And now you like going to races.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you gotta come hang out with me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've really lived it up this trip, haven't you?
Yeah.
What's your favorite part of the trip so far?
Hanging out.
Just hanging out with the entire Yellowstone off-road racing family?
Yeah.
They've really been great to you, haven't they?
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
We've
they've
been
been
having a
feeding you.
blast.
They've been making you play cards. You got to wave the checkered flag. I mean, what else could you do?
Yes,
I don't know.
I guess we'll find out, huh?
Yeah.
we're having a ball having you. So we're glad you're here, getting to be jumping in with everybody, seeing what's going on. It's kind of crazy back here. Looks like we had Matthew Weiss just cross that start-finish line, starting his 4th lap. So him and Randy Wright are our first two. And it looks like Lonnie Tunks has moved up to 3rd, and he started dead last, and now he's ahead of Thomas Hackman?
Yes, in the
Wow.
stock class. So Lonnie Tunks and that old Blazer really getting her done right now.
Wow.
We'll see how it all shakes out. Remember, this race is on adjusted time. It is not a Grand Prix finish. And what I mean by that is every single racer gets the chance to finish every single lap. Because the way the Yellowstone Off-Road Racing does run their points system. And there's a great shot of Matthew Weiss.
Yes. Look at him cruising. Montana Drone is just chasing everybody down. They got a lot to do today. We've got Thomas Hackman coming through the start-finish.
Yeah, we have Royal McKenzie in the FPV we're watching now. We're switching back with him with Dallas.
Who are we chasing now? It looks like... Oh, it's tough to tell. Oh, back to Randy Wright. Looks like he's chasing somebody down, too. He must be getting into some of that lap traffic right now.
So Randy Wright running a great race out of Arvada, Colorado with Select Water Solutions, Sam Hill Oil Company, ThreadX Machine, PT Hose and Bearing, and especially his wife.
Keaton just ran a 5:57, so our leaders right now for the comp class are Randy Wright, Matthew Weiss, Keaton Potter. I'm not sure where Ethan Road is. He was running strong up there, but I think he's got some issues.
He's the one that they said he was having issues out on track.
Yeah. And then so for our stock class, we've got Thomas Hackman, and then Lonnie Tunks. Oh, and Hunter Wright is in the comp class. So as of right now, Hunter Wright is ahead of Keaton Potter. They must be having some issues because Keaton usually runs pretty strong.
But Matthew Weiss just comes across and moves into that 3rd position.
We've got a whole bunch of
Tunks-
time changes going on.
Lonnie Tunks in the stock class is 2nd overall, started dead last,
and
on
he's in
adjusted
that-
times moved up to 2nd place in a stock car.
Goodness gracious. In that red, white, and blue Jeep that you've probably seen, those
Oh, yeah.
Jeeps freaking work.
Oh, yeah.
There's a
good
lot
times.
of them out there so far. No, I wish I could see the number on this car because I don't know this one personally. I've seen it around, but I wish I could tell you who it is.
We are here at the Buffalo Chip Power Sports Complex, and it's so far showing you to be some amazing short course racing. And during rally, here in just a couple of weeks, this amazing 600-acre facility has full-service campsites, awesome concert series with Kid Rock coming in this year, and Jelly Roll. bars, shower houses, laundry, general store. You can buy beer, ice, gas on site, bikini beach, a zip line, and so much more. So come enjoy the Buffalo Chip here in a couple weeks. Rally is about to kick off. But right now, it's all about the 2024 Pierre Sports Center Buffalo Chip 100.
So we just had the 612 car of Denver Litch cross the start-finish line. He is starting his 4th lap.
Royal just chased down Thomas Hackman.
Randy Wright has started his 5th lap, so he is the leader still. His fastest lap being a 4:45. Still hasn't beat that fastest lap. His last lap time was a 4:52, so he's slowing down a little bit. But you are getting into some of that lap traffic as he's coming up right now on Denver Litch right now. He's coming through on that turn 2, hot up on his trail.
And you can see Royal took a little bit of tumble with his drone, so we'll have to send him out and do a little recovery. Tough break for him, but hey, he's giving us the good shots. So let's kind of give you a rundown on what's happened today. This morning we started off with the Youth 170s with Brayson Tucker winning and Phoenix Darling getting that 2nd position. And then we just finished up the 1600 class, and it was Matt Rowe 1, Jacob Pauly 2, and Lyle Hogan that 3rd position. Unofficially, again, we have to dot our I's and cross our T's.
Nothing's official until Aaron hands out some awards tonight.
And right now, it's looking good. We have a bunch of...
Matthew Weiss coming through for 2nd right now. He just crossed that finish line.
It's up front on adjusted time. It's Randy Wright, Matt Weiss, Lonnie Tunks, Thomas Hackman, Hunter Wright, Keaton Potter, Denver Litch, and Eli Wing. All running out there strong. Part of the comp and the stock.
Oh my gosh, look at this view. Montana Drone is doing such a great job. You can see a little bit of everything.
Look at the clouds. I mean, there are a few big, beautiful clouds, but the weather is not looking bad at all.
No, it is absolutely beautiful. The wind has decided to die down just a little bit, so that dust is hanging. Those flags aren't moving much. They are a little bit. We've got Randy Wright on screen, and Thomas Hackman has just crossed the start-finish line, the start of his 5th lap also.
Randy Wright Hackman's got
cruising.
He
is on a
great run
today.
in that stock class.
Yes, his fastest lap so far is a 4:57, which was this lap. His last lap he just completed, lap 4. It was his fastest lap with a 4:57.
But the fastest lap of the day thus far is Randy Wright with a 4:45. But I assume up next with the UTVs, we're going to be blowing that time out of the water. We have Austin Painter, Jake Versey, Nate Thompson, Randy Tucker, Tyler Nelson, Russell Talla, Dalton Ratchin, Casey Welty, Jordan Rupp, Angel Barger, and Cassie Tucker all up in the next UTV race. Great shot of Keaton Potter right there. And that beautiful Jeep Cherokee.
5:08. Keaton ran a 5:08 for his lap.
Last.
Yeah.
Get a little tongue-tied.
That one that he just finished.
There you go.
My goodness.
No, it's all good. You're doing a great job. If you don't mess up every now and again, you're not really doing it.
Oh, man. I might have to take a cough drop so I can keep my tongue from getting tied. It's definitely warming up out here sitting in these little sun. We've got a few more cars. The dust is really settling in. We got some fast cars that back moving. That was Hunter Wright, I believe, just went through in his Blazer. Oh, I think that was Ellie Wing. Honestly, I'm so lost. I don't know.
All good. No worries. That could be Lonnie Tunks right there.
Yeah. Lonnie,
he's been
in
running
that Blazer.
Strong. Lonnie Tunks in a stock truck has moved all the way into 2nd position overall, and obviously
Holy
first in class.
Smokes.
So Matthew Weiss is still battling out there.
Out here driving the wheels off. My goodness.
That's back turn 7 and 8 right there as Keaton Potter makes his way through. Give him down a little step down jump, little floater guy.
Look
and
at
Randy
that
Wright
dust.
clicks off another lap. He is right at the halfway mark, heading out for lap number 6 of 12. So I guess
Our
one more
stock
lap
trucks
will be.
are halfway then.
Yeah,
now
you're right.
too on their 5th lap.
So Randy Wright's almost halfway, but Lonnie Tunks is halfway. They're doing 10 laps, so they're out on lap number 5.
We should be seeing Denver Litch and Ellie Wing come through here pretty quick, according to our timing. You can see those if you are following us on the
Speed
Hive
Hive app.
timing. You can see under each one of their numbers there's a blue line that's telling us predicted how quickly they should be coming through that start finish line. That's how I'm figuring it out.
I love it.
But I haven't seen anybody come through. I did see Joe Mackier come through, so he is back moving. He must have been having some issues. He's on the start of his 3rd lap, which everybody else is starting laps 6 and 5, so something happened there, but I'm glad he's back moving. And not moving slow either. He is also on a mission.
Yeah, Randy Wright has started out front and has not looked back.
No.
So Matthew Weiss just clicked off another lap. Looks like it's about a 48-second time split between Randy Wright and second place of Matthew Weiss. So Randy Wright starting to pull away with a commanding lead.
What is the gap between him and the second place?
48 seconds.
48 seconds, my goodness. And that's, if they're running about almost 5-minute laps, he's about a 1/5 of a lap ahead.
That's pretty good. There's Eli Wing right there. He's coming into turn number 3. Gets that little high banked section. And Thomas Hackman clicks off another lap, and he moves into 3rd overall and 1st in class. But remember, Lonnie Tunks has been running really strong. He started a little bit further back. Well, he started dead last. So Hackman started in 5th. Lonnie Tunks started in 11th.
Lonnie Tunks, he is out here to drive and taking not no for an answer. He is out here taking names, catching up, and cruising through this dust. And it is getting dusty where he's at. We've got Keaton Potter coming through the start-finish right now, starting his 6th lap. So we now have 4 cars on their 6th lap.
Now, I was doing a little quick math. Thomas Hackman started a minute and a half ahead of Lonnie Tunks. So that's the time split that they get. That he has on his side on adjusted time. So we'll see. He's about to come across. So I'm interested to see. And the dust is definitely getting thick out there on course. Looks like that was Randy Wright. So Lonnie Tunks still pushing strong. And it is Randy Wright, Matthew Weiss, Thomas Hackman, Keaton Potter.
Who did we just? We just had somebody come through. That was Hunter Wright in his Jeep Cherokee.
So he moved into 2nd in class. I don't know.
I don't
Lonnie
know what's
Tunks,
going on there, though. With
Lonnie Tunks, I think may have a little timing issue on our side because he came through and we should have saw him, and I don't. There it goes. It just updated. As we're talking about, Lonnie Tunks, 2nd overall, 1st in class. So he's got about a 45-second lead over Thomas Hackman, 2nd place in stock class. So it's in comp, it's Randy Wright, Matthew Weiss, and then Hunter Wright. In stock class, it is Lonnie Tunks and Thomas Hackman. So a great race we have on our hand. Remember, we have the comp mod and the stock all racing at the same time. They are scored separately, but out on course making dust.
We've got Matthew Weiss on screen out of Meade, Colorado with Yukon Gear and Axle. He's running...
He's got his wife, Christy, riding shotgun.
Oh, fun. Yes. Those two are a great team. I know she couldn't make it to Broadview, I don't think.
Yeah, she had to stay home and take care of some family, so he's been bringing his son the last couple times, but Christy, when I saw her show up, she hadn't made the last couple races, so she gave a big old hug and was excited to get back in the car with Matt.
Heck yeah. So Randy Wright has crossed our start-finish line, and he is on lap 7. He is a little over halfway for the comp trucks. We've got 4 comp trucks on over halfway. And 3 stock trucks over halfway for their race as well. Montana Drone out here is chasing us down. I know they're charging all the batteries, and out my window, it's not on screen, but I just saw Ethan Road go by, so he is back up and moving in the comp class in the 2006 F250.
Hannah Kane is tuned in, an axe letter. Tuning into the Yellowstone Off-Road Racing YouTube. Thanks for checking us out. What a great day of racing it has been, and it's only gonna get better and faster.
I can't wait. All these trucks are just gonna keep getting faster, and the UTVs are so dang speedy.
Oh yeah, the UTV race is gonna be one to watch. And let's talk about
Both
the UTV race that's coming up. There's gonna be 2 separate races, just because they didn't want to have them all on the course at the same time.
You can't have 22 cars on.
You could, but it would be a mess.
It'd be a
but
disaster.
then Aaron's going to take the timing and overlay them, so it's technically one race raced at separate times.
It's going to be interesting. Do you want to say that?
You want lunch?
The UTV race, but they're running their evens and their odds.
Yep, yeah.
So
when they qualified,
yep.
Yeah, like you said, the odds were the first race, the evens were the second race, and that's how we split them up. And I like the way they did that. We were talking a little bit yesterday that I kind of wish they'd do the top 11 and the bottom 11, all the fast ones up front.
Yes, for sure.
You know, whatever. We'll work our way through it. And we got a pretty good battle here on screen. That looks like Matt Weiss just made a pass over one of the... That could have been Denver Litch. Yeah, I believe that was Denver Litch.
Yep.
Keaton Potter clicking off another lap. And he's moved down to 4th overall, but third in class. Trying to keep this all straight, because on the Speed Hive it doesn't split it up, so we're trying to manually do it, and thank goodness for Shelby. She knows the classes a little bit better than I do, but we're doing our best, and again, having a great time doing it.
We got a great chase of Matthew Weiss by Montana Drone. You can see that drop off coming. Those little bumps out there, they're not even little bumps. They are full on drops.
There's some good ones, that is for sure. And if you're just tuning in, this is the 2024 Pierre Sports Center Buffalo Chip 100. We are here at the Buffalo Chip Power Sports Complex, and we are live from Jack's Camper Studio. Thanks to C4 Fabrication for this live show coverage. Montana Drone Company's been doing an amazing job keeping all the action coming to us. And again, thanks to Woody, Mr. Buffalo Chip himself, Brian Williams with Dusty Goggles Promotions, and Ray's Auto Body. And then obviously we couldn't do without all of our volunteers, our core staff, the media, safety crew, racers, fans, and our marketing partners. Without each piece of that puzzle, it'd be really hard to come out here and race with Yellowstone Off-Road Racing, as we are chasing down Thomas Hackman, our leader in the stock class. And he has moved to 4th overall. Ooh, Lonnie Tunks, I keep forgetting about him. He is actually our stock leader. That moved into second overall. He took off last, so when our timing updates, the dust is starting to get a little thick, isn't it, there, Shelly?
Yes, it is. It is hanging too. It looks like there's a little bit of wind, but it's not enough to push it out of those back sections for sure.
Yeah, some of those lower valleys where it's kind of hidden from the wind, it's really starting to hang. I see the flag blowing just a little bit, but not even 5 miles an hour. But it is beautiful out. It's 80 degrees. It's going to get up to 87 today. And again, we still have a lot more racing yet to come. Only $20 per person. Kids 12 and under are free. So if you're anywhere near Sturgis, South Dakota, come on out.
We've got Joe Mock here coming through the start-finish.
And I'm going to help you. It's Joe Miker.
Miker.
So he helped me.
Okay.
So on my notes for Ultra 4, I type it in, and then I spell it incorrectly.
Good.
So but yeah, so
Miker.
And then some of those stick in my head. But hey, you're helping me on some of these names. So, but
and
Joe Miker's running a good race.
Matt Bacon with him, and then we've had Ethan Rhodes coming through that start-finish right there. So he is back moving, and it looks like he's on the start of his 5th lap. So he was down for a while. He's down about 3 laps compared to everybody else, which that's racing, though, and this race is hard. There is some strategy that goes into it because you really don't want to have issues this race because of that. You have one little problem, and you're down 3 laps in all of 6 minutes.
But he came all the way from Rimbley, Canada, so he wants to just get out here and put some laps down. So
yep,
that's
he
really
has
cool
not
to make
finished a race yet, so hopefully this time I'm sure he's out there putting that car back together just so they can at least get a finish. This is their 3rd race that I'm aware of, their 3rd race with Y.O.R.R anyway. So I'm glad to see that he's still moving. An
interesting build, that 2006 F250. It's a
very unique,
big unit.
It is a monster. It looks like it could be a monster truck. You put different tires and wheels on it to fit outside the comp mod class. You definitely could. But it looks like we've got our 2 comp trucks are on lap 8. We're waiting for some more. Thomas Hackman is coming through the start finish right now, starting his 8th lap on as a stock truck. So he is still unofficially first. Physically, he's still unofficially first on time. Thomas Hackman in the 423 car. He is with Dirty Birds Drive Shafts out of St. Louis. Nemcom out of Nemo, South Dakota. Merck Pizza and Pub out of Nemo, South Dakota. And Hackman Trucking out of Medford, Oregon.
Yeah, what a great day, and thanks to all of our fans that are here on site. Don't forget to go check out the Dusty Goggles watering hole, and also Mimi's is here on site. They've got burgers, they've got a little bit of everything. They got chili dogs, kids meals, they got salads, grilled chicken, they got a steak salad as well.
Oh my
They got nachos, tater tots, a little bit of everything. So go check out the Dusty Goggles watering hole and Mimi's. They got some great beverages and some even better grub.
We've just got Keaton Potter just went through the start finish again, so we've got Keaton, I believe, is still sitting 3rd for the comp class. Our top 3 for comp unofficially is Randy Wright, Matthew Weiss, and then Keaton, or KP as we call him. And then for the stock class we have Lonnie Tunks unofficially first. Thomas Hackman is unofficially 2nd. I don't know what's going on with the timing there though, because I don't know that Thomas got passed because he's moving real fast. And then Denver Litch behind him.
But yeah, it's been a great day of racing. We are nearing the pointy end of this race. It looks like the comp class has about 4 more laps, and the stock class only has 2 more laps. So I think we underestimated the stock class with Lonnie Tunks and Thomas Hackman.
Those lap times, my goodness. Our top 4 have fastest laps of under 5 minutes. And that's pretty
Look at this. The fastest lap for Lonnie Tunks is almost identical to Randy Wright. So stock versus comp is not far off.
It just goes to show, like, how much...
They're pushing those cars.
Yeah, they are really, really driving those suckers hard. And in this dust, I can't believe it.
So it looks like Danielle Wagner's tuned in, asking about the timing. You have to go to the Speedhive app, speedhive.mylaps.com, and then search for Yellowstone Off-Road Racing. But thank you for tuning in. It's been a great day of racing, and like I said, it's only going to get better. Up next, we'll have 2 separate UTVs, and then they'll be scored the same. We'll overlap their scoring at the end, and then it'll be the Ultra 4, the Pros, the Pro Unlimiteds. I'm going to say, and then again, we have the hit list shootouts. That'll be our grand finale of the weekend. Caleb Rupp had the fastest lap in Broadview, so he got $500 for that. Yep. He's throwing it right back into this race. So the 5 fastest UTVs will race 5 laps for $500.
I bet the spectator stands are going to be full for that one. It's going to be good old racing. Green flag down, everybody at once, shootout, and it's going to be great. Looks like we've got Joe Miker coming back through the start-finish line on the start of his, I believe, fifth lap.
So he's a couple laps down.
He was having some issues too, but it looks like he's going strong. He's not, doesn't look like he's babying it at all. And if he is, he's doing a great job of...
He's hiding it.
Hiding it real well. Yeah.
But man, it has been Randy Wright's race this time. Man, he's...
just mopping them up.
He is doing a great job. He started in that pole position and got the whole shot and has never looked back.
Coming down the hill just barely. He's going out
down that floater jump right there at turn number 9 as we speak. Obviously, it's warming up. The drone batteries are getting a little bit of heat on them, so we're having to let them cool down just for a little bit.
And it looks like we just had Denver Litch go through the start-finish line. And on the start of his 8th lap, his or hers, I'm not sure if Denver is a girl or a guy.
Yeah, Denver Litch running a pretty solid race.
Mm-hmm.
But nobody's even close to Randy Wright. Randy Wright's got almost 3/4 of a lap lead.
Oh,
what a
my goodness. It looks like Thomas Hackman just came through, so he is...
Man, he's first in class and 2nd overall.
Oh,
but don't forget, Lonnie Tunks
is hot on his tail.
It's going to be interesting because remember, this race is on adjusted time. Hackman left the line in the 3rd row, and Lonnie Tunks left the line in the 6th row. So that's a 1.5-minute time split on adjusted time.
Yes, it's gonna. Erin is going to have her work cut out for her with all these guys this weekend for sure. So everything that we say is unofficial until Erin hands out the trophies tonight, or Dawn and Grizz, I suppose. They actually hand out the trophies, but
we'll drag you up in the mix tonight too. What do you think?
Sounds good. I'm so game.
You snuck out on us in Broadview and had to go cut somebody's hair.
Yes, had some wedding hair to do, and I was definitely running my own race.
But then I guess you did come back at the end, didn't you?
I did. I was pushing.
I think you got to wave the flag for Rowdy, if I remember right.
I did. I made it. He came through the line about 3 minutes after I got there, the start of his last lap. We just had Keaton come through on his start of his 9th lap, too, so he's
So it looks like that would put him second. Yeah, second place in
KP.
So Keaton Potter in that Jeep Cherokee running strong. Out of Lewistown, Montana. With Potter Auto Body, Throttle Down Customs. So let's run down everybody that is on lap number 9. This is on adjusted time. It's Randy Wright out front. Then Lonnie Tunks, Thomas Hackman, Keaton Potter, and Matthew Weiss out on their lead lap. But that means checkered flag will be flying soon for Lonnie Tunks and Thomas Hackman. They're out on lap number 9, so they got another lap and a half. Yep.
So they have to complete lap 9 and then go again for lap 10. So it'll be technically the start of lap 11 when they do get the checkered flag. So if you are following us on the Speed Hive timing, you're going to see it go over on lap 11. But that is where they're taking the finish because they're stock trucks. They're done.
And we did go over this in the drivers' meeting yesterday that there are no white flags just because it's kind of gets a little confusing on who's on what lap. So since it's not Grand Prix, it's just keep track of your own laps. We will keep track of who gets the checkered.
Yes.
And when it flies,
you
your
keep
day is
going
done.
until you get a checkered flag.
Yeah, Don even said, worst case, you get an extra lap.
Yeah, yeah. Worst
But we'll
case.
keep it honest in timing.
Yes. It looks like we've got some dust still hanging. We got a little bit more wind, but maybe not in our favor. It looks like it's blowing it towards those hills.
But
And
we're
you can
sitting
see Keaton's lights
we're
coming
sitting
through.
nice here in the Jack's Camper studio, so
Yes, in that
I feel bad
nice
for
air.
them for that little dust out there, but we're
Poor
sitting pretty.
Aaron out there in the dust and the heat. Oh man. And it looks like Randy Wright has gone through and he is on the start of his 10th lap. Lonnie Tunks should be coming through pretty quick along with Thomas Hackman. They're going to be starting their 10th lap and both of them will be receiving the checkered flag after they come through one more time. They have to come through, do lap 10, complete lap 10, and then they'll take the checkered.
You just saw Keaton Potter being chased by Matthew Weiss at the back of the chip.
We started with 11 cars. We've had some quick carnage, which is a bummer, but we've got 7 cars still actively moving.
But yeah, it's been a great day thus far, and like I said, it's only going to get faster and faster as the day goes on. It's a beautiful day here at the Buffalo Chip Power Sports Complex for the 2024 Pierre Sports Center Buffalo Chip 100.
There goes Joe Miker.
Clicking off another lap. He's heading out
more.
for lap number 6, so he's
got a
basically
few
his
left to go.
halfway mark.
Yeah. It's going to be a longer one for him, unfortunately, but he's still in it, still getting points for it. Each lap he completes, he's getting points.
And Lonnie Tunks and Thomas Hackman are going to be very close. Yep, Thomas Hackman
just came through.
heading out for his 10th and final lap. And Lonnie Tunks is not too far behind him. It's supposed to be a 1.5-minute split on adjusted time, but I'm going to say it's more like a 30-second split. So I think he's going to have about a minute lead.
So
as he comes through, I'll do a little quick math.
Yup. Denver Litch just came through, and I believe that puts him in unofficial 3rd for the stock class, in his Jeep Cherokee.
So it looks like it's about a 1:25 lead Lonnie Tunks has over Thomas Hackman on their 10th and final lap in the stock class.
So these stock guys, Thomas and Lonnie, are on their last lap. When you see them again, they will be taking the checkered flag.
As Keaton Potter clicks off another lap, that puts him physical 4th, but I believe 2nd in class.
Oh man, that's awesome.
He's got to be excited about that one.
We just had Matthew Weiss come through, starting his 10th lap as well, behind KP in unofficial 3rd for the comp class. We just had another car come through too, and I could not see who it was in the dust.
Back on the track.
Put this on screen. Can you come hold this? Not you, Miles. Can you help? Yeah, if you want to hold it back.
So we got a great pass by Thomas Hackman, overtaking Joe Miker. And the So Randy Wright just started his next lap. So there goes Thomas Hackman coming down with Joe Miker a few laps down right behind him. Randy Wright just did a 4:44, new fastest lap of the day.
Last lap was a 4:49, still faster than everybody else's fastest.
So yeah, Randy Wright is really clicking off some super fast lap times. It is definitely his race. We're having a little tech issue, so we're addressing those. So we ran outside. And this really goes to show you how dusty it is out here.
Thomas Hackman should be first over the line before Podium.
So I believe it's going to be Thomas Hackman physically grabbing the checkered flag first, but I think on adjusted time, Lonnie Tuck should have him. Looks like that is Keaton Potter being chased by Matthew Weiss.
I'm going to push you in there because I'm going to. We've got a few people on their last lap. Randy Wright has one more after this.
Yeah, he's out on 11 of 12, but Lonnie Tunks and Thomas Hackman should be grabbing the checkered flag here in the next less than a minute. What a great race it has been. And Lonnie Tunks coming from the back, I believe, is going to beat Thomas Hackman on adjusted time. Getting a lot of chatter over the Rugged Race Radio. The checkered flag is in hand there at the Pierre Sports Center. Start finish. So Randy Wright still out front in his class, but it's between Lonnie Tunks and Thomas Hackman.
If you're watching our Speed Hives timing, Thomas Hackman should be through any second, and Lonnie should be hot on his tail.
And Hackman has to beat Tunks by a minute and a half, and it's not going to happen by what I'm looking at. And Thomas Hackman physically across the line in that first position. But remember, adjusted time. We'll see what happens. How far back is Lonnie Tunks? I should have started my unofficial stopwatch, and here he comes.
Oh, and that was not a minute and a half.
That was 20 seconds.
I know math.
So Lonnie Tunks, I believe, just won the stock class, bumping Thomas Hackman into that second position. But Thomas Hackman with a great run all day. Can't take anything away from him. But again, I do believe it is Lonnie Tunks and Thomas Hackman.
We should be seeing a few comp trucks coming through here any second. Denver Litch should be here any second. Joe Miker just came through our start-finish line. The start of his 7th lap, so he's a little over halfway, starting his 7th. He's got 12 laps to go.
It looks like Denver Litch is in that third position in stock class. So we'll see if he can keep it together, because Eli Wing is still in the mix, but I believe he is a lap down. So right now it is Denver Litch.
So Denver, he just started his last lap. So the next time we see him again, and there goes Keaton Potter. He is on his last lap as well. Oh, no, he has 2 more. He has to finish the 11th lap and the 12th lap. And Randy should be
So Randy Wright is coming through. He should be grabbing his last
just
lap.
Came through as well, right behind Keaton, starting his 2nd to last lap.
And here we go. The Montana Drone Company is back in action. Got a little overheated. We had to cool it down a little bit. It's definitely getting warm, but we are back in the air. So thanks for sticking with us.
Randy Wright is on his last lap now. So the next time we see him again,
the checkered flag will be flying.
Yes, I'm
What
so
a great
excited.
run for him. So how far back is Keaton Potter? Matt Weiss, it looks like that should be our leaders in that class. So I'm going to go ahead and assume Denver Litch should get 3rd in stock. Randy Wright's looking like he's going to win comp. And then it's going to be Keaton Potter 2nd and Matthew Weiss in 3rd. If it all sticks the way it's looking. And Keaton Potter and Matthew Weiss are really close out on course. Let me
and
see
they went
where
off the line together. Matthew Weiss
They
did pull
did.
ahead of Keaton, but if Keaton
So it's got to be
finishes,
basically a physical finish
finish
between those two.
yeah, it's gonna really close. And if Keaton finishes before Weiss, he has it unofficially hands down. We've got Joe Miker on the screen cruising in his 1987 Toyota out of Arvado, Colorado, with Wilson Extreme Sports, the Artworks, and Optima battery. Glad that we have Dallas out here chasing all these guys with his amazing drone.
Yeah, him and Royal have been flying awesome today. It's been
They
a lot of
are
fun.
kicking butt.
Speaking about kicking butt, all these guys out
Yeah,
there on
they
track
are.
are kicking butt today.
Oh man, and the dust, oh my goodness. It's still so thick out there.
So Denver Lynch is about the halfway mark, so that just shows you how fast Tunks and Hackman actually work. And then Randy Wright's about the halfway mark for him as well, so we should see him in the next 2-3 minutes grabbing the checkered flag for the first place in the comp class. What a great day of racing it has been here at the Buffalo Chips Power Sports Complex for the 2024 Pierre Sports Center Buffalo Chip 100. And there's our physical race leader, Randy Wright. He took the whole shot and never looked back.
He has been pedal down all day, and I could not be more excited. He is our points leader for the comp class as of right now, and if he continues to hold this win and make it to the finish line, he will have points again for finishing this race and continue to lead the comp class.
Yeah, what a great run he's had.
Ethan Rode just passed through one more time, clicking off another lap, so he is on the second half of his race. Just started the 6th lap. We should be seeing Randy through here in about a minute. And it looks like somebody is pulled over. Is that Hunter Wright?
Oh, tough break for
Denver
him. But look,
Lynch?
this is a really good thing to show you.
17.
See it on the back of the car, there's a helmet. And that's
Yes.
what we tell people is if you're broke, rolled, stuck,
Yep.
put your helmet on top of the car so your fellow racers know that you're okay so they don't have to worry, because sometimes you want to check on your buddy. But if
Yes.
you see the helmet on top, you just blow right on by, you know they're okay. So
Yep.
that's a great show of sportsmanship right there.
Yes. And I'm so glad that Dallas was able to capture that, because that is a bigger deal than you realize, because sometimes you see a car broke down and you don't see anybody, and then you panic. You're on
And
the
that
radio.
gets in your head,
Does
yeah.
anybody know what happened to so-and-so? Are they okay? And that's just such a great thing. I'm so glad that that rule's been implemented so that everybody knows right off the bat. You don't have to try to give a thumbs up out the window net that it just gets it too scary.
It's a great practice to get used to. And Randy Wright's about 30 seconds away from grabbing the checkered flag for the Pierre Sports Center Buffalo Chip 100. It's looking like first place is going to be locked down. What a great run by him. It's been a great day for everybody out here running strong. There's Joe Miker clicking off another lap. So up next will be
Should be.
Randy Wright.
Yay! So glad to see Randy still pushing strong. And it looks like that was... We had Keaton and Denver Lynch come through. And now Matthew Weiss. Where is Randy?
Oh, here's Randy Wright. The checkered flag is flying.
There's Randy.
Randy Wright unofficially just wins the comp mod class for the Pierre Sports Center Buffalo Chip 100. What a great race he had. And unofficially, I do believe it's Lonnie Tunks, Thomas Hackman in the stock class. And we're still... No, I missed it. Denver Lynch just came through.
Yep.
So unofficial third is Denver Lynch for the stock class. So, and I think old Shelby wants to go wave the flag for her buddy Keaton Potter. So we're going to let her sneak away, step out of the Jack's Camper Studio. So thanks for everything, Shelby. You've been doing a great job. So Randy Wright. And we got another truck coming across the line. Be grabbing the checkered flag as well. Again, thank you to each and every one of you for tuning in. It's been a wonderful day. We're just winding down the stock and the comp mod. Unofficial, the stock is already done. Lonnie Tunks 1, Thomas Hackman 2, Denver Litch in that third spot. In the comp, it's only been Randy Wright grabbing the checkered flag, so we're waiting on Keaton Potter and Matthew Weiss. And it's going to be a great one because Keaton Potter and Matthew Weiss left side by side, and they are within, it looks, 10 seconds of each other. And so this race is on adjusted time, but since they left at the same time, it's basically a physical finish race for Keaton Potter and Matthew Weiss. They should be in here in the next 2 or 3 minutes. And we'll lock up the comp mod, and the stock is already done. Stock ran 10 laps, comp mod's running 12, and that is Keaton Potter right there. So hopefully we'll see how far back Matthew Weiss is. Oh, I've got physical eyes. There is about a 10-second time split between Keaton Potter and Matthew Weiss. So it sounds like we may have some live Starlinks on the next race, huh?
Yeah.
Chris is coming in here with a big smile on his face.
I think we just got Casey Welty up and running.
Okay, so
for this
that's
race.
on his Polaris. He was talking about maybe sticking his wife in it and running the speed.
She's not comfortable.
Okay, hey, that's fair.
To her.
That's fair.
And he's not comfortable. That car's brand new, never been out of the box. So he's going to park the speed over here so everybody can check it out and look at it.
Are the keys in it?
Well, I'm going to hold them for safety for me and you later.
Oh, perfect. Hey, Jay, you want to take a speed car a lap around after the race is over?
Are you driving?
Yes.
We should probably be safer with me.
Maybe, yeah.
And then, so we'll have it on Casey Welty's Pro R.
And then Rowdy Smith, right?
During the Pro, but here's one for you. Guess who else has one on their car?
Who's that?
Tommy.
Tommy Dykstra brought his own, huh?
He's had it. He goes, oh, I got the link to it, so he just sent it to me. So I'll have
yes.
too.
So the Pro Unlimited, and Ultra 4, we may have 2 live Starlinks.
If we can get it.
Oh, man.
What had happened is we've been troubleshooting this for a while.
Yeah, we had them in Broadview and just couldn't get the technology.
Burn up an inverter.
Oh, that's what I thought.
So we just did it.
I thought it was Matt Holt's fault. It wasn't his fault?
No. It was ours. So we think we got it. We just put a new inverter. I happen to have a spare one.
You just carry spare inverters with you, huh?
Well, I had misordered and ordered one too many. Not like misordering a couple $100 part.
Yeah, but it worked out.
It worked out. So we might not have it on. Right now, they're trying to get the transmission in the TDK car. I heard it fire. I think they got it all in. They're buttoning up the transmission.
They still have another couple hours before they race, so.
So,
but it looks like Keaton Potter should be grabbing a checkered flag, and there it is. Shelby McDonald waving the checkered flag for her buddy Keaton Potter. And how far back is Matthew Weiss? Should be seeing him any second. And there it goes. Checkered flag out for Matthew Weiss. So it is unofficial Randy Wright 1, Keaton Potter 2, and Matthew Weiss in that third position. So again, unofficial 1 in the stock class is Lonnie Tunks, 2 Thomas Hackman, 3 Denver Lynch. And in the comp mod class, unofficial 1 is Randy Wright, number 2 Keaton Potter, and number 3 Matthew Weiss. And I'm getting a little sneak peek right here that it's looking like the Star Streams are working. So hopefully we'll get that figured out. That is awesome. So we'll have Casey Welty. Which race is he in?
Race 1.
He is in race number 1, and he's starting back in the 4th row, which is not like him, but he is having a front diff issue or transmission something. So tough break for him, but he's still going to go have
drive
fun.
is what he has. So
that'll actually be pretty good because he'll be mid-pack instead of possibly out front with nobody in sight.
And I got 2 cameras. I think one's facing
and rear,
forward.
huh?
I think
a forward and then an interior cab.
Awesome. They're pulling out all the stops here.
So should be good. We got it. Starstream working.
Oh, you did? Yay!
And then, like we said, we'll have. It's going to be a little. We can't quite bring them into this system yet because we haven't had it working enough. But what we'll do is we'll video the video screen.
Okay, so we'll grab the iPad here.
iPad, and
okay.
we'll do it. So it'll be a little grassrooty, if you want to call
hey,
it that. But
that's what Yellowstone off-road racing is all about.
Yep.
Okay. Plugged in so you guys won't lose a charge. I set it up so it's outside. So it's outside and the cab key is on. So cab key's down.
What a great race we just got done with. There's still some competitors out on course racing for points, but we wrapped up the podiums unofficially right now. In the stock classes, Lonnie Tunks won, Thomas Ackman 2, and Denver Litch in that 3rd spot. In the comp mod class, number 1, Randy Wright, number 2, Keaton Potter, and 3rd place, Matt Weiss. Again, everything is unofficial till we dot our I's and cross our T's. Here for the Yellowstone Off-Road Racing at the Buffalo Chip Power Sports Complex for the 2024 Pierre Sports Center Buffalo Chip 100. And we are live from Jack's Campers Studio. And again, thanks to C4 Fabrication for bringing us this live coverage. And speaking of, a huge shout out to Pierre Sports Center, Wild West Off-Road Series, Elevated Power Sports, Can-Am,
Epic Racewear, DRW Performance, Jim and Tracy's Alignment, Blackbeard Bronco, Must Be Nice Performance,
C4 Fabrication, Montana Drone Company, Mickey Thompson Tires, Dakota Alignment and Frame,
Throttle Down Customs, CEI Electrical, Roller Construction, Rugged Radios.
So please support who supports the sport. Without all those amazing marketing partners, we would not be racing here today with Yellowstone Off-Road Racing.
So we've got 3 cars left.
Okay, thank you.
Let's see.
Doing that, then maybe we'll just like
Ethan
Oh yeah,
Rowe,
because 3,
Joe
yeah.
Miker,
So Joe Miker, Hunter Wright,
like them off early.
and
And
Ethan
Ethan
Road. Okay, yeah, so we got 3 cars still running on course. A couple laps down, but they are still racing for points. That sucks.
we do have lots of points going out today because we've had a lot of people finishing, which is awesome to see. I'm super excited that we've got that Starstream working because we couldn't get it for Broadview. Is Casey running his speed?
No, he is not. We just
Okay.
covered that. His wife was maybe gonna run the Pro R, but she just didn't quite feel comfortable. So he's gonna
That's
run it
okay.
with the Starstream. Park the Speed UTV right out here out in front, so all the spectators
There
can
you
come check it
go.
out. Because man, Robbie
Heck
Gordon builds
yeah.
an amazing, amazing thing out there. But Casey Welty will have the Starstream, and it'll be cool. But again, thanks for everybody tuning in. It's been a wonderful day here. It's absolutely beautiful up here in Sturgis, South Dakota. And it is home to one of the biggest motorcycle rallies in the world. Here in just a couple weeks, we'll be kicking off the rally. Population right now is roughly 7,000 people. But here in a couple weeks, it's going to be over 500,000 people here.
That is crazy. I can't even imagine what 500,000 people looks like.
Yeah.
Holy
Well, I've been here a
smokes.
couple times
Yeah.
with Ultra 4, and it's busy.
I bet it is.
But it's fun to watch.
Yes.
And we were able to do a parade through the Buffalo Chip, ending up in the stadium down there, and it was really cool. So the parade we had here is cool, but the parade through the Buffalo Chip during rally was cooler.
I bet that was absolutely insane.
And that night they had a band playing also, so we kind of had they all
cool.
parked their cars. They, since we have real race cars, they have 4-wheel drive, so they're crawling all over each other and putting on a show. And
cool.
and then they kicked off the band, and it was a great show.
That's the way to do it.
And again, that's just our inside joke on real race
yes.
cars. Obviously,
4-wheel
I'm
drive
with
race cars.
Ultra 4 and King of the Hammers, which you have to have 4-wheel drive. And Yellowstone, I'd say most people have 2-wheel drive.
Most
here.
people. I'd say probably 2/3.
And then obviously all UTVs have 4-wheel drive except for Casey Welty.
Yes, except for Casey and potentially Cody Williams.
I heard he was maybe having some issues too.
Yeah. Oh, man. This
So
track,
it looks like Joe
looks
Miker's got just a couple more laps than Hunter Wright. Doesn't look like maybe Hunter or Ethan are moving.
Your UTV lineup.
We got a little bit of cloud cover coming in, but not much. It's still warm outside. You can see a couple cars still moving out there. Looks like Joe Miker, and I'm not sure if Ethan Road had an issue or not, because I don't see him moving anymore.
So let's go over the entire day real quick. This morning at 9 a.m. we kicked off the Youth 170. And Brayson Tucker won that race with Phoenix Darling in her first race ever in that second position. And then after that was the 1600 race where Matt Rowe took first place. Jacob Pauley took second, and then Lyle Hogue got that third.
Yay.
And everything is unofficial till Aaron gets everything dialed in. And then we just saw in the stock class, Lonnie Tunks first, Thomas Hackman second, Denver Litch third. And in the comp mod was Randy Wright 1, Keaton Potter 2, and Matthew Weiss in that third position. It was such a fun race to watch.
It was. It was definitely a battle to the finish with a few of those, but those stock trucks, man, they put on a show this time. Holy smokes.
Yeah, the stock, Lonnie Tunks
Wow.
and Thomas Hackman were in the mix with everybody except for Randy Wright. Nobody could catch him, but
oh, man.
it was fun to watch Lonnie Tunks, Thomas Hackman, and Keaton Potter and Matthew Weiss. The four of those were very, very close.
Yes, Randy was on his own race from the finish, or the start, I should say. He took off and just never came back. It looks like we've got just Joe Miker out there. I haven't seen any dust from anybody else, so we're just waiting for him. He's got 2 laps left.
And he even told me that he's out for a Sunday cruise.
There you go.
He didn't want to tear up the car, just did a bunch of updates to it, so he's kind of
Feeling
doing
it out.
a test and tune at race speed.
There you go. That's actually a really good way to do
Yeah,
it.
for sure.
Don't go out, don't go play too hard, just
He got a new wrap on that old Toyota, and it looks really nice. So
yes, it's
didn't
so
want to
cool.
scratch the new wrap, I guess.
Can't say I'd blame him if I put a brand new wrap in.
So up next will
We've
be
got
2 UTV classes back to back. That's going to be a show.
Ethan Road just crossed our start-finish line, so that has him starting his 8th lap. So he's got a few more to go.
Just so warm.
This coverage of Yellowstone off-road racing for the Buffalo Chip 100 is presented by Pierre Sports Center and is brought to you by our official sponsors: Jim and Tracy's Alignment, Elevated Power Sports, Epid Racewear, DRW Performance, Blackbeard Broncos, and by Must Be Nice Performance. We got one car still left out on course of Joe Miker.
We've got 2. Ethan Road
Oh,
just went
Ethan
through.
Road is still trucking.
Yep.
Thanks for that.
He's
So
got,
he's a few laps down. So for
Yeah.
points, they let him keep going, I guess. So we'll just
we'll be hanging out for another 20 minutes or
just
so.
lay out a little bit because obviously the excitement of the race is done. But we're not
Yes.
going to cut any racers short.
No, definitely not. Especially for Ethan driving as far as he has since from Canada, coming down to come race with us in Sturgis. If he does finish this race, this will be the first one he's finished with Y.O.R.R.
Well, let's hope for the best.
Yes. Fingers crossed that these next 4 laps are smooth for him. We just had Joe Miker go across the start-finish line, and he is starting his 11th lap, so he'll have this entire lap of 11, and then he'll go and start and finish lap 12, so he has 2 laps left to complete before he takes that checkered flag. So he's about 2 laps ahead of Ethan Road. Both of these guys out there running right now have had quite a trek to get up here to come race with us, so we're glad that they're here. The next race is side-by-side group number 1 with 11, so the exact same number as took this last race.
So let's go over who's up in the next couple races. I'll do race number 1. We'll let Shelby do race number 2. And UTV race number 1, that pole position is Austin Painter, side-by-side with Jake Versey. Then row number 2 will be Nate Thompson and Randy Tucker. Up next will be Tyler Nelson and Russell Talla. Dalton Ratchin and Casey Welty. Jordan Rupp and Angel Baker. And then Cassie Tucker coming from the back.
In our second UTV race, which is following race number 1, we've got Caleb Rupp, who wanted to hang out and watch his wife race first in the pole position, so he gets to choose left or right, and he's going off the line with Brian Grode. Cody Williams and Brandon Anderson are second off the line, whichever side that Cody chooses. Brandon's on the opposite. Aaron Kane in the T978 car with Cody Olson beside him. Eric Rohr, Shane Dahlquist, Austin Campana, Jared Kane, and Lance Horst is all by his lonesome at the very end. But this is all on corrected time.
Yeah, so let's talk about that. It's 2 separate races, and then after they're both done, Aaron will overlay all of their times, and that's intermixed. But there's three UTV classes, so it's going to be a little confusing on our end, but we'll do our best. But both races get combined, their times, and that's how it'll be scored overall.
It sounds confusing. It's not as crazy as you think, but Erin is a saint, and she does all of the sorting and filtering and trying to figure out who's where and who's what place after.
And then that will set everything up for the hit list shootout at the end of the day. The top 5 racers that want to race. Yes. Let's say you get 5th, you don't want to race, you don't have to. So then 6th place gets bumped up and so on. So we'll have 5 of the fastest UTVs run 5 laps on the qualifying course for $500. So
I didn't know it was qualifying.
Yeah.
I thought it was the whole.
Nope, it's just up front, so you'll be able to see the entire thing.
Heck yeah, that's gonna be great. And so they have 1 race in between to get ready, get some water, get a granola bar, get some electrolytes back in you. It is hot out here. Before they're suited back up, those top 5 for the last race of the day.
And this race was about an hour long. And I think the UTV will be a little bit shorter, but not much. Maybe 50 minutes or so.
Yeah, probably.
So it's, you do get an hour break in between. So obviously, UTV race number 1 gets a 2-hour break.
They really
Race number
do.
2 only gets a 1-hour break. But hey, that's all right. Get your car back, like you said, get a nice drink. And there goes Road clicking off another lap.
Starting his 9th lap. So, do you think that all these racers are going to come from one heat or the other? Do you think they're all going to be a couple from each?
I think a couple from each. I really do. I think one race will get 2 and the other one will get 3. I mean, I guess it could be 4 and 1. Who knows? But I think it's a pretty stacked field the way they did this. That I think we'll get 2, at least 2 from each heat. I would really guess that. And then we'll do the Pro Unlimited, and the Ultra 4. So that'll be a fun one.
That'll be a good one for sure. How many do we have going for that race?
Well, I'm trying to look. It looks like we'll have 7.
Oh, okay.
So,
So a couple pro trucks, depending on if they did get Nick Nicola back running or not.
yeah, he had a steering gear issue,
Yeah.
and Jason Pauly was actually trying to help out. They couldn't directly help out because they were working on their
Okay.
car last night to get it ready, but they put them in contact with somebody else to
could.
TIG up the steering gearbox for Nick Nicola. So I know they're physically working on it, and we'll see how it all shakes out. And have you had an update from Rowdy recently?
I did get one a little bit ago. They did run it.
Okay.
So it runs.
So it
They're
runs,
going
it drives?
to start the
Okay.
race.
Well, great.
As far as I
but
know.
I was talking to him that it is a stock transmission compared to a built one. So can it last 12 hours? I don't know.
Yeah, that's a lot
Or, sorry,
of laps.
12 laps.
Yeah, but I mean, these tabletops, that's a lot of power getting smacked on the ground time after time after time, plus high horsepower being pushed through those shafts. So it's going to be really interesting to see if he does finish or not. I'm just excited he's taking the start because we had some somber pits last night.
Yeah, it was definitely a bummer.
We should have, oh, and then there's Joe Miker coming through, and he is, where did his little name go? Joe Miker is starting his 12th lap, so he has one more round the track to go, and then he will be taking that checkered flag and making his way to go get some food and water. Sounds like you're feeding a dog. But he's still moving. It looks like he's slowed down a little bit. He's not at the pace that he was a little while ago, so he's definitely out Sunday cruising, getting everything saved for later. Ethan Rhodes should be coming through in the next couple minutes. He was down for a while, so as of right now, he's about 18 minutes behind. So that must have been his downtime. So it is going to take him a little bit longer to catch up to everybody else, but that's okay. He's made it further this race than he has the last two, so we're excited to see that he's still moving. Look at the flag. Ethan's got about 3-ish laps left, and then he will be done. He's coming in, finishing his 9th. Should be here any second now.
Hey, somebody asked, what's the site again?
Speed Hive is our official timing. It's an app. So go to Speed Hive and then search for Yellowstone Off-Road Racing.
Can you find it on the website or is it just an app?
I think you can pull it up as a website.
Yeah, it is on the website, or they do have an app.
Oh, and it looks like they just flagged Ethan Road.
Nice. So I think Joe Miker.
He may have timed out too. They gave him.
Oh, they do it?
only give
Okay.
a certain amount of time.
Okay, thanks for that. I was wondering how that would work. That makes sense. That
Yep. So then
there
you're
is a
not out
time.
here waiting.
Because you could be in the hot pits for 40 minutes and then start your second lap, and that's not fair to everybody else. Okay.
Yep.
So they must have timed out, so he probably will be a lap down. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. So it looks like Joe Miker should be grabbing his checkered flag here in about 2 more minutes, and then we'll reset and get ready for the next one. And again, we do have Mimi's here on site. There's a great shot of the tacos. And there they are. They brought us some tacos here in the Jack's Camper studio. Dusty Goggles watering holes here on site, selling the drinks. And they've got burgers, they've got tacos, they've got salads. They've got a little bit of everything. So can't wait to get on our little commercial break and check it out.
I gotta get my wiggles out.
Well, what a great race we had. And again, unofficially, it was Lonnie Tunks, Thomas Hackman, and then Denver Lynch in the stock class. And in the comp mod was Randy Wright, Keaton Potter, and Matthew Weiss. Again, everything is unofficial till we dot our I's and cross our T's. So as we get ready for the first UTV race, we're going to step away from the action, and we'll be right back after this.
Stop into Pierre Sports Center and take advantage of our huge discounts on 23 and 24-year model boats. Our Lund and Ranger boats are all powered by Mercury Marine outboards. We are also a Lowrance and Humminbird dealer and a Minn Kota authorized service center. Pierre Sports Center is your one-stop shop for all your boating accessories and parts. With an outstanding service center and one-of-a-kind boat purchase experience, Pierre Sports Center, where you get the service you deserve.
with you, I'm going to need to know when we're lined up and ready, and then we'll also need to know when the track is cleared and ready, so we can get all drone stuff ready and media back up and going.
How are you doing?
Fine.